right. Wake up, St. John Valley. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, May 26th. This is Wake Up SJV. I'm Eric Werntgen. Hope you're doing well out there. Hopefully you had a restful Memorial Day weekend. I'm back to talking to myself and this computer screen. Today's featured musical artist is a repeat, but really enjoy this band, the Jerry T Band. Where'd he go? There he is. A little bit of a Madawaska theme today. At 7:30, we'll be joined by Lynn Wetmore, the school nurse over there in Madawaska for the schools and the athletic director. This is off YouTube, Jerry T. We're going to check in here on the weather momentarily. See how everything's going there. Just trying to get the Facebook page loaded up here on my phone. See if anyone's joined us yet. Looks like we have one guest. Charles Bard, how you doing, Charles, out there in Canada? Certainly would love to have you join us, my friend. Hope you're safe. Hopefully your family's doing well. We had Charles' father, Joey, on the show Friday. Still looking for recommendations for local music. As we put Jerry on pause here, Jerry T. And let's get our first check, folks, on the weather, brought to you by the National Weather Service out of Gray, Maine. A main hub up here in Caribou. And this report is out of the Frenchville Northern Aroostook Regional Airport. Let's check it. Drum roll, please. Boom. Gotta close a few things out here. There it is. The weather just continues to be incredibly hot and awesome. I mean, think about it. Probably, where are we here? Approaching June. 3 months ago, I know I was on skis. Nordic skis, and here we are now. Grass is growing and it's just been beautiful. But let me refresh here. Why are we still looking at Memorial Day here, computer? Sorry about this. Boom and boom. Today is wow. I mean, let's just go right to Thursday. Sweet Carolina. 89 and hot. Nothing else, just hot. Look at that. So we are going to have just an incredible week. Yesterday was beautiful. Today, 85 is the high. And look at the low temperatures each evening. I mean, the low temp will not go below 60. You're really going to save on your heating bill this week. And just a little bit of garbage looks like tonight, Wednesday night, we're going to have some T-storms, just a 30% chance. So if you have not done it, get on your hands and knees and get that garden going, folks. Get those flowers planted. Now is the time for this stuff to take off, but this is just incredible. I just would like to leave this screen here. Awesome. So there is the week, and you can even go down here into, see, this takes us to Saturday. Even they take a look at Sunday, and it looks like we are going to have a little cold front come back if there's any negative to this situation. Sunday, dipping down to with a high of 60. But anyway, just great stuff. That is the weather report. Let's take a look. Stop sharing. You're back to my ugly mug. We're going to take a look at the headlines here. I'm frozen. We'll see if that comes back. There it is. A couple things to remember here in the Valley as we approach the stretch run of education. And we will get, once again, coming up at 7:30 here a.m. Eastern Time, we will be joined by Lynn Wetmore over at the Madawaska School. So we'll get her take on what's going on. I wanted to see if you could see my great sign there. I wish I could say my daughters made that, but I actually did that. First of the day. Yeah, we had a chance to talk to Scott Pelletier at MSAD 33. I believe that was last Tuesday, and got kind of his insight on what's going on in their schools. And now we'll talk today to Lynn Wetmore at 7:30, so we can see what's going on over there in Madawaska and how everybody's doing, our great neighbors in the Valley. Last day of remote learning is June 5, so we got 2 weeks, just 2 short weeks to crank this out. And this is a short week because today's already Tuesday. I get confused sometimes when we get these Monday holidays on what day it is. You know, all day I think it's Monday. Today is trash day here on Market Street in Fort Kent. I almost put my trash out last night, and then it kind of processed that it's not going to happen. Do you have that problem, people? Sometimes we do. Jason Bennett is chiming in. How you doing, Jason? Remember, we have a platform on, if you're not there, if you're watching this on, let's say you're watching this on stjohnvalley.live, which is the main host, the main hub, if you will. A shout out back in the studio to, and when I say studio, I think it's his house, to our producer, Chaz Pelletier, WFK TV Channel 4, for making this happen. Another good place to go is the Facebook page of Channel 4 and click on the live show, and you can chime in with your comments. That's where I'll take questions. We've had a few here as we kick off week 4 of this show. We've had a few. So if you have questions, see, I'm typing in right now, questions. Boom. No. If you do, let me know, and we'll take it from there. Today's featured artist, a repeat, the Jerry T Band. Great stuff. I don't know why when I think of the Madawaska area, I think of the Jerry T Band. Why is that? I might be confused. I apologize if there is no connection to that band and to Madawaska, but it just I don't know, comes to mind. But a great band. I'm sure they've played multiple times in the Madawaska area. And now a lot of music you can find on YouTube, and you can support them through that platform, listen to them, and just doing stuff like this, spreading the word on great music. Sorry, texting and talking. I'm just putting a featured band is Jerry T, and I'm putting Lynn Wetmore at 7:30. So let's take a look at the news, the headlines. We talked about last remote day is June 5th. The prom date here in Fort Kent has gone by without anything happening. Boys, I blame that on you. You could have set that up. Anyway, hopefully there's something else we can do. Graduation here at Fort Kent Community High School will be June 12th. I believe Madawaska is June 13th. Wisdom, we don't have a date. If anybody has a date on the Wisdom graduation, Scott, if you're out there, Pelletier, let us know. But that will be around that time as well. UMFK and the UMaine system will not reopen until July 1st in any fashion. That is from reliable sources. And when I say reliable sources, that is from Matt Dyer. That would be a good guess, Matt. Matt Dyer is the athletic director, the interim athletic director at the University of Maine at Fort Kent, right here in our backyard. But that's good info for you people. There is an integration plan. It's the 4 R's, as I call it, that is in place, put in place by the Valley Unified Service Center. And that is it's rolling out. It's going. It's going to go all the way through October 5th and beyond. It's 4 teams working together. Myself and Lynn Wetmore are both on the health, fitness, that team. And, it's just a way for all of us educators to get together and try to put a plan to reopen the schools. So that is up on your respective school websites, and there's a blog, and it's out there. The COVID-19 madness, as I call it, continues. Couple things. I know I took advantage of this past weekend out on Eagle Lake. Shout out to the great people there. Just a great community, and wow, what a beautiful body of water that is to wake up to. But outdoor campgrounds have reopened. And so there's a story, and let's take a look. There is a story on let me click this first, people. There's a story on the Bangor Daily News about how that went. Sometimes, like many of us, I more or less enjoy the pictures. But this is a campground on the ocean in Rockport. But they're open. I mean, there are some obvious, there's a couple that runs it. There are some obvious measures that are being taken for campgrounds. A lot of the public, sometimes you'll roll up to a campground and there'll be a public shower, public bathroom. A lot of campgrounds have not opened those yet. Someone uses it, you got to come in behind and sanitize. And so it's tough on their staff, their safety. So you could just be like me, go to the bathroom in the woods and bathe in the water, and you're good. Or you roll up in your living room on wheels, like some of these people have, and you got everything. You got running hot water, you got flat screen TV, you got that. That is the question, folks. Is that camping at that point? When you roll up in a multi-million-dollar camper that has more items than most mansions. Anyway, but this is awesome. Look, these people are camping here in Rockport. And it's just great that families can get outside. This girl here playing along the water. A lot of people have just been locked up. Cabin fever took on new meaning with COVID-19. So some great pictures by Linda Cohn O'Crisk from the Bangor Daily News here in Rockport. So that's one thing that I got off the Bangor Daily News. Also, reading the coronavirus 19 morning update. They have an update in the morning, and then they have an evening update. And I hadn't checked it with a long weekend. I had not checked it since, I think, Friday. But more of the same. I did like to share another photo here with you. Memorial Day was obviously yesterday, and that's typical. Memorial Day is you have parades. I remember lining the streets of the mean streets of Fort Kent with my daughters and just putting a camping chair there or a blanket, and everybody's rolling through. Well, that just isn't happening with COVID. So I wanted to share a photo with you folks from the Bangor Daily. Let's see who took this one. Great photography. I just love pictures. But here is 3 veterans, and thank you to all the veterans out there and to all the people still in the service. To me, that's what Memorial Day is all about, to honor those people that are fighting for our country. But here are some retired veterans with face masks and holding a flag. So they had some ceremonies. This was in Texas. And the photo is from Delcia Lopez, the Monitor via Associated Press. I like the face mask here with the various American flags. I gotta upgrade my masks. People are starting to, not starting, they've done it. I mean, there was someone working at Martin's over there in Madawaska. See, Madawaska theme. The Madawaska Martin's, and I didn't catch her name, but I've checked out on her aisle a couple times. A nice woman, and she had a great mask on, and she said she has multiple. I think she has one for every day. Today would be a good talk about fitness, Taco Tuesday mask. So anyway, there's a nice photo in the Bangor Daily of what Memorial Day now looks like, and it's different. Sure is. Coming up at 7:30, 13 minutes from now, we have Lynn Wetmore, Madawaska School nurse, and she would know all about nutrition. I'm going to finish my Bangor Daily stuff with something nice, something feel good. Tips will make your stress snacking more nutritious. What do you do? What do you snack on? When maybe you're in quarantine, or maybe you're just, you're bunkered down and you're getting bored. You tend to snack. So what do your snacks look like? Mine don't look like this. This is impressive. I love apple and peanut butter, though. I happen to think that's somewhat nutritious. My peanut butter is free form peanut butter. But healthy snacks, what do you do? Do you check the nutrition labels? Do you get fruit? Do you get veggies? What are you doing? There's a great article here on that. Hamburg is just out of control. And I want to support farmers and whatnot, but when the special on Hamburg is $5.99 per pound, that is skyrocketed. So, an alternative would be some ground turkey, some ground chicken. And I've gotten into a venue where I just have not much of a clue here. I'm talking nutrition. Portions are key. But anyway, a cool story here on the Bangor Daily. Check it out when you get a moment, folks. Nicole Destu, how are you? She's in. She's a regular fan. And Charles Pelletier. Hey, Chaz. He is the boss, man. He is the producer. And he has joined us. Some other potential guests that we have lined up. Doug Clapp is one we want to get in here. Doug Clapp of Empty Head. We're hoping to get him to join us this week. We really, maybe you fans out there can help me. We'd like to get someone that's on the lakes, that's in the woods, a forest ranger, someone who's working maybe at for the public parks, and just to get their take on how everything's doing. I know Long Lake is beautiful out there. Eagle Lake, Cross Lake, there's all kinds of stuff. They need to patrol the woods. There's forest fires now going up. There's trash being thrown everywhere. We need some tips. We need some intake on what's going on there. So what do you got for us? It's 7:20 here. We're 10 minutes to Lynn Wetmore is going to join us from the Madawaska School Department. She is the school nurse and a very, very important job. I know one here in the area that's that's doing his thing she is also the athletic director. Okay, we're gonna take a little break here with some more Jerry T. And here he goes. When the Tokyo. Just love the sound here of Jerry. Once again, this is YouTube. Let me share the screen here with you again. And this is off his playlist in chronological order. You can subscribe. You see I'm a subscriber here. You can subscribe on YouTube. Just plug in Jerry T Band up here in the subject area. I'd like to know if my love is in your heart. Great stuff. I feel it so, even though we're so far apart. My little Fräulein, way across the sea. Please let me know if you miss me so. Do you miss your friend, this American friend, little Fräulein, way across the sea? Little Fräulein, way across the sea. I'm walking back to my Pontiac, the crowd was high tonight. Turn around and see my woman scream me at me in the night. I said, lady, you didn't have to be here. You shouldn't have been here at all. They were screaming for more, they can't get enough of my style. She said, wait tomorrow morning, they won't even know you're alive. I said, lady, you didn't have to be here. You shouldn't have been here at all. She said, what a way to make a living. What a way to make a living. What a way to make a living. You're rocking all your life away. Jerry. Well, it stinks like a cigarette. You gotta have a pounding in your head. You should have made your living with a hammer in your hand instead. I said that you didn't have to be here. You shouldn't have been here at all. Well, she told me that you loved me, can't see me wishing away. I said, lady, I love, but I'll be rocking till my dying day. Well, I'll be rocking 30 years, no woman's gonna get in my way. She said, what a way to make a living. What a way to make a living. What a way to make a living. You're rocking all of your life away. Good time. She said, what a way to make a living. What a way to make a living. What a way to make a living. You're rocking all of your life away. She said, what a way to make a living. What a way to make a living. What a way to make a living. You're rocking your life away. All right. Awesome stuff. That's today's featured local musical artist, the Jerry T Band. Man, I would love to get out and see them somewhere. Maybe over there at is that place still open? Big Rick's? Used to be Rumors, used to be something else. I remember seeing many bands over there back in the day. But it would be nice to get out and about back into clubs. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I walked by Walker's the other night. I think that was, I don't know if that was Thursday night, Wednesday night of last week. And it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. It's great to see it back open. They had outdoor seating. They had some couple full tables inside. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little nervous. Maybe Lynn Wetmore, our guest here in about 4 minutes, can help us with that. With social distancing. What do you do at campgrounds? What do you do at bars that are reopening, restaurants? I know if there's 6 feet can't be honored, you wear a mask. But, are people doing that? I've been to some grocery stores and some people have them, some don't. I have mine. I guess that's is that if a store window says you must wear a mask before coming in and you choose not to, is that your right, or can you be kicked out? Are we going to start having some Supreme Court cases because someone was not wearing their mask? How does that work? Just don't know. But anyway, I don't know how I got off the Jerry T Band situation. Couple things to share with you here. Get outside and do some safe stuff. Like, I know tennis nets are up here in Fort Kent. I don't know if they're up over there in Madawaska and your other respective places, but that's an option. We have a batting cage set up here in Fort Kent. There's volleyball outdoors. There's all kinds of safe walking, hiking, biking. Disc golf will be open here at the Fort Kent Outdoor Center on June 1st, I believe, according to Carl Terrio. So some great outdoor options for you. Another great option for you to help some people in need is the UMFK Cares Fund. That provides assistance to students at the University of Maine at Fort Kent for housing, food, heating, travel, clothing, medical, dental, and mental health or support during emergency situations like COVID-19. You got a lot of students here at the University of Maine at Fort Kent and nationwide, worldwide, who, for lack of a better phrase, are stuck here. No work, school, there's no school. I don't know if they're taking online classes. I don't think so. So they're just kind of stuck here until the schools can open again. They can't go home. They can't get in a plane and fly to Jamaica. It just doesn't happen, or wherever they might be from. So they are just stuck here and they could use some help. Food pantries are awesome. I know the students here in Fort Kent during Winter Carnival, that was enough food to feed most armies. The cans that were collected by each class. Seniors, I think, did you win that, seniors? I know you won Winter Carnival, but did you win the food pantry intake? I don't know. So there are ways to help those students here at the University of Maine at Fort Kent. The UMFK Cares Fund is a great option. Contact Channel 4. Chaz Pelletier can help you with that. And also Nicole Gendreau from No Nonsense with Nico. She's connected to that group. She can help out. And I can get you lined up as well. We're about 1 minute away here from Lynn Wetmore joining us. And we can't wait to get her insight on everything going on over there in Madawaska. So as we await her joining us, we'll tell you, we're not going to go back there, but we will tell you that the weather is just going to be beautiful this week. Today's approaching 80. And Thursday, in case you missed it here at the opening of the show, is 89. It just says hot. I mean, the weather is hot. That's it. So get somewhere next to a hose, next to a river, lake, pond, stream, whatever you can do. Sink with cold water and be ready for that to douse yourself. So it is 7:30. We are now going to bring in our neighbor in Madawaska, Lynn Wetmore. Let's click here. She is joining us. Good morning, Lynn Wetmore.
Oh my God, you're really loud. Hold on, let me.
I am pretty loud, yes. Listen, you're live on Wake Up SJV. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
How is everything going over there in Madawaska?
Everything's going pretty well in Madawaska. How's everything going in Fort Kent?
Well, yeah, we're hanging in there. Everybody's, I think, adjusting. You, of course, are the school nurse for the Madawaska School Department, and you make me look bad on a regular basis because you're also the athletic director over there for Madawaska Schools. Listen, Lynn, since remote learning began, how is the adjustment in Madawaska?
I think the at the very beginning we were doing really well, and everybody was a little unsure. You know, I think the whole world was unsure just because of what was going on, and the kids adapted and the teachers adapted, but as we progressed, I think it got a little bit more difficult. I think things got worse with the coronavirus, and people got scared, and I think it just got a little bit challenging at times for the kids, for the families, for the teachers. You know, it was hard. It was uncharted territory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, you're right. It's definitely uncharted territory. That's a great way to put it. And you really feel for the students. You know what I mean? How you're probably going stir crazy like me because you love to be around students and help them in your respective roles. How has that changed for you? As as a school nurse, you're always getting traffic in and out of your office, and obviously as an athletic director, we would be just completing a crazy month of May with
Right.
events, multiple events every day, rescheduling, all that stuff. So how have your roles changed, Lynn, since the outbreak?
So it was kind of different for me because my role is all hands on, like the kids will come see me, or the teachers will come see me, and you and I have meetings. And so it was changed and that's what I miss. I miss the kids. I miss the interacting. I have a bloody nose, or miss my tummy doesn't feel good, or, it's just, I just miss being able to see the kids. So that's been different. So what I've had to do is, I update the kids' immunizations. I do all their records, healthcare plans, and I've touched base with some families every week, just to see how they're doing, just to see how their kids are doing. It's been doing maybe an athletic a coach's handbook, right? You and I know how that can be very important. And then even for you and I, everything has gone on. I know that we didn't have our crazy season, but we had to do our basketball schedule, and we had to think about basketball schedule for next year, for 2020, 21. And then we had to think about soccer. So it's been a little crazy. As much as we haven't seen the kids, it's been a different kind of crazy,
Yeah. Lynn, put on your scrubs for a minute and tell me how the heck, I've read through the stuff. I read some more stuff over the weekend. How the heck are we going to play soccer? Is that even possible in the fall? I was just thinking, you slide tackle someone, or there's a big collision, and you got kids on top of kids. How, in your eyes, can we do that safely?
Sometimes I even think of, how do people sit and write these regulations out? How, like, even the whole thing about athletes wearing a mask, like, and I understand, but sometimes, to me, it's a safety issue. You know how it is when you put a mask on, you don't have that, it for some reason it affects your whole vision, right? Because you're focused on this thing, and you're around your face. And soccer, you need to be 360 degrees. You need to know what's going on around you. Breathing, how many times if you're not used to wearing a mask, it can be very difficult. It's challenging. I don't know. And when we read the rules, Eric, about, they can kick the ball, but then they can't use that same ball that they just kicked. So what's that? They are going to be juggling 10 balls on the field, or, I don't know. It's, and those are the big words right now. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. There is some soccer going on in the world. I think it's a German league or something like that. I'd like to get my hands on how they're doing that. But as you know, it's so huge for our communities. We've had such a great rivalry with Madawaska. But as athletic director, and as a nurse, and myself as a phys ed teacher as well, and I love youth sports too. It's just, these kids are itching. They want to get out and play, but we have to think about safety first. And I don't know how they came out with, they had high risk sports, like wrestling is a high risk sport, obviously.
Absolutely, right? Yeah.
And then they had moderate risk, soccer, basketball, those fall under moderate risk. But once again, I was talking to our wrestling coach over the weekend, and I don't really see that much of a difference. Because once again, soccer, as you know, is, you're bumping each other. It's physical.
Right.
Real physical. So I don't see how they came up with these classifications. And I just, I'm competitive, so I want to see games again, but I'm also nervous here, especially around the fall. A lot of people are saying that in the fall we might see another wave, and then we got to battle the flu too. As a nurse, have you heard kind of that too?
Same thing. Same thing. And then it makes it difficult for us because we can't distinguish. I don't know what one person would have over the other. So, unfortunately, they have to be checked and taken to the doctor, and so we have to treat everybody as if they have they have the coronavirus, I guess. It's just difficult. It's a whole difficult. I feel bad. I'm changing your subject a little bit, but I just feel bad for even the seniors of this year, not being able to have a season, or not being able to have a prom or a graduation. And we're trying to make it as normal as you can, but it's been hard,
Your graduation is June 13th. Is that correct?
It's a Thursday night, I believe. We're having it at the drive-in here in Madawaska.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so you're June, because we're the 12th, a Friday, so you must be the 11th.
So we're before you, right?
So tell us a little bit about that. That's awesome. It's going to be at the drive-in?
So what we're doing is we're kind of going to go through our traditional graduation like we normally do. Of course, we have to wear masks and social distancing. And so we're going to do it in the gym and record it. Our Channel 16 is going to record it. A few changes, that kids need to sit in the bleachers 6 feet apart, and there'll only be a podium and right at the front of the gym. And so all the speakers will be there, one at a time, speaking. And so anyway, it's going to be recorded just like it would normally be, as if we were there viewing it. And then on Thursday night, the graduates and their parents or family are going to be allowed to, each graduate gets 4 cars, I believe, 4 or 5 cars. to drive into the drive-in, and the parents are going to be there, and everybody, and they're going to watch what we recorded on the big screen. So
that's awesome. What
yeah,
a
I
great
think that'll
idea.
be a neat thing. Yeah, for the kids.
That's real cool. Was it in Madawaska? I heard on the radio that there was it a parade of staff through the street? Was that in
Yeah.
Madawaska? Okay, when was that? I'd heard that. Was that last week?
So last week we did the staff had a parade through the streets, and we delivered signs. I think Wisdom and you guys also have those same signs, right?
Correct.
Congratulations,
Yep.
and you have. So we delivered the signs to every senior. We gave them their cap and gown, and we gave them a roll of toilet paper. So that was special. It was really neat to see all the staff. We had our principal who was there on his motorcycle, and the police were there escorting us with the Valley Unified bus. And so it was good. It was good. Did you guys do anything like that or close to that?
We had some like our principal and some staff got in a school bus, and they delivered all those signs in a school bus. And then the school bus had the school bus had a big banner that said, congratulations, class of 2020. And
yeah,
I tell you what, graduation, obviously, you talked about ours. Ours is going to be on the soccer field, similar to what you were talking about. But it's going to be something that this class definitely always remembers.
I think so.
Sometimes graduation gets kind of, monotonous, for lack of a better phrase. We're all packed into our high school gym, and, not that it's not special every year, but this is definitely going to be special. So this class will definitely remember it. Lynn, you're on a team with myself here as we roll out this plan given to us by the Valley Unified Service Center. But what precautions, safety measures do you think we'll need to take to reopen schools? And will education ever look the same? I mean, what's it going to look like in the fall?
Everything changes in 24 hours when you look at all the new data that comes out, and what other countries are doing, I saw this it was a neat clip from a news, what the kids in Japan were doing. They'd come into the morning, they had their temperature checked. So they'd come in through the door, temperature check, another stations, hand sanitized, and then off they went to their respective classrooms, where there as well, they sanitized their hands. So whenever there was movement from a classroom to another classroom, hand sanitizer, temperature checks, I believe, were done when they came in and then when they left. So I'm assuming that at some point we may be looking at something like that. I think a lot of employers are looking at temperature checks, sanitizer, wash your hands, masks. I don't know if masks will be a mandatory thing for everybody. There's some health issues with that, but I think we'll be looking at those. Those are really broad guidelines. I think that everybody will follow, but and that could change if a vaccine comes out. That could very well change next week. I don't know. So, but I think
I wonder. Lynn, I wonder if, and I'm sure this has been looked at, but it just came into my crazy mind. I wonder if it would be wise to start school like we always start middle of August, right? But some schools, because of potato harvest, but some schools downstate are Labor Day. Mm-hmm. I wonder if those schools would be wise to start earlier, knowing that flu season's coming. You know what I'm getting at? So they can get back to some sort of normalcy. Before a potential another wave comes. Does that make any sense?
Sometimes I think the opposite. Like, should we start later instead of us starting? Because then Eric, that brings our soccer season to mid-July.
Yeah,
that's when we start. So will everything be okay at that time, or do we need a bit extra time? So right. I guess you're looking at it one way, and then you kind of flip-flop it and look at it the other way.
It's true.
All I know is that I'm sure there'll be guidelines. So the state and the CDC and the MPA and our administrators, they've been very good about giving us guidelines and how this is going to work out. So I'm sure even the school nurses throughout the state, we're not going to do anything until we say this is what they recommend. So
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been out and about, Lynn. I was at a campground this weekend, and people need to use common sense, right? I mean,
Right.
it's not like, we're outside, we're on Eagle Lake, and we all kind of know each other. So it's not like we were all wearing masks. But I know when I go into a grocery store there,
Right.
I always have one in my truck. But some people don't, and if they don't, they don't, I guess. I guess my point is common sense needs to, and I walked by, I was saying on the show here before you came on, I walked in town last week and I went by Walker's Pub, and there's a bunch of people in there. Are you there yet personally? I mean, do you feel comfortable going into a restaurant or a bar or a club or wherever?
I'm not there. I'm not there yet personally.
Yeah, me
But I
neither.
think you're right as far as common sense. I mean, you watched the news last night and you had hundreds of people gathered on the beaches or like you need to be outside and you need to be cognizant of being away from people and if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. I, out of respect for others or out of respect for a business establishment, if they're asking you to wear a mask, I'll wear a mask. When I'm outside, I don't wear a mask. And you have to be also cognizant of some people really have a hard time wearing a mask. It's very difficult, I know some older people that will wear a mask and they feel faint walking around with it because it impedes your breathing and so it can be very difficult. So I think you just need to go with how you feel and what you feel is right for yourself. So if you
Yeah,
don't
you know
want to go
what?
to a restaurant, don't go to a restaurant. If you want to, if you feel okay and you're going to wear a mask to make you feel better, by all means, I think you should. So it's all a personal what you think.
Yeah, I think the key, Lynn, and you said it is out of respect to others.
Right.
That's why I wear mine. It's
Right.
not that it's going to protect me, but it's, if I'm not wearing it and somebody's next to me and I have it, I could give it to them. So I think that's the key, out of respect to others. You know what the real test will be is Thursday up here. The forecast is 89 and hot. So I know I had mine on the other day, and I went into the store and I'm like, I told the worker, we both had them on. I said, man, these masks are hot. I
Right.
just have a cloth one, and you're right, it is restricting. And imagine, Lynn, playing soccer with a mask.
Right.
That's but
Right.
I think that's going to be the new reality. Like a lot of things, I think people just need to adjust and get used to it, and but anyway,
Right.
listen, how's your family doing? Is everybody safe? Is the business doing okay?
Everybody's safe. Everybody's doing well. The business is steady because people are home and wanting to do a few projects. So that business was deemed essential, so they're doing okay. They're helping people out, and my two boys are great. I have them. There's one positive thing that has happened, I guess, is that I've had my two boys close to me. I have a son that was in Toronto and was able to, and came home and is working out of home, and I have a son that was downstate and is working out of home. So, and that's been a positive, even through the weekend. Took family pictures and cherished that moment that they were with us. So
That's
it's
awesome.
been good. Yeah.
That's great to hear. Yeah, I'm the youngest of three boys, and I know it's tough to keep boys close to home. So that's
Yeah.
awesome to hear. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, I got a question for you. Today's local featured musical artist is the Jerry T Band.
Okay.
Okay, I think you know them. You've probably seen them. could you recommend any local music? Because we're trying to feature local artists as much as we can here on Wake Up SJV.
So another local music band,
Sure.
is that what you're asking me?
What's your go-to local music?
So this is my favorite ones because I love them and they're part of the family, is Boomerang.
Yes, Boomerang. We have listened to Boomerang here on the show. Awesome. So yeah, Boomerang is great. Yeah, we had them on last week.
Yeah, no, they're wonderful, wonderful. I think all the bands up here are great. The people are great, you know?
They really are. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've the first week that we did this show, I was just playing like music from the 80s, and YouTube got upset with us, and Facebook and everybody else, that we couldn't play their music. And so since then we've just been trying to find local artists, and yeah, we've got a great list. So but yeah, that's awesome. Great. Well,
Yeah.
Lynn, thanks for joining us. It's great to hear that your family's doing well. Great insight on as we move forward, and hopefully the Owls and the Warriors will meet again soon.
Hopefully, and Eric, and I want to say even like the AD and Wisdom Ralph. It's kind of it's nice working with you. I think we do everything for the students and whatever works for us, and it's been a good it's been good. So let's keep it up together, united.
I would agree. You know what, Lynn? That's exactly right. Ralph Fantasia with Wisdom, and yourself over at Madawaska, we really do try to work as hard as we can together, and to be safe and competitive and all that stuff. So we know that it gets pretty intense on the field of battle there, so to speak. But no, it's great to work with you and to collaborate. And I'm really looking forward to this team that we're on as we roll out a plan for next year. So, but stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
I will. You too. Family safe. Take care.
Okay, that was Lynn Wetmore from Madawaska, the school nurse and the athletic director. Great to hear from her. Just so many great points brought up on what we're to do here as we plan for the future, and a future that is going to bring a new type of a normalcy to everyone, and just incredible stuff. So, and another Boomerang fan. So Boomerang will definitely be a repeat featured musical artist as we roll out Wake Up SJV. This will air here on stjohnvalley.live every Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until about this hour. We are approaching the 8 a.m. hour. And we're going to close with just a little more Jerry T. And we're going to wish you a safe Tuesday. I almost said Monday. Let's see what Jerry's got up next here. Now, this is awesome because this album is all his original music, 12 original songs by the Jerry T Band.
And I remember last night, I knew something was wrong. He was a great-looking guy, telling her how great she looked.
Stay safe, everyone. For Chaz Pelletier, our producer, for Lynn Wetmore, our featured guest, and for the Jerry T Band, this is Eric Werntgen signing off. We will see you, my friends, tomorrow. Peace, stay safe, practice safe